Good morning and welcome to my Saturday bar class. We're going to get in a great workout today, everybody. For today's class, you're going to need a couple of things. Always a mat and always a bar. So I use a chair for a bar. Ideal would be to go a little bit higher, maybe about hip level or just below for your bar height, but you can get creative with what you use there. I will be using two different pairs of dumbbells today. I'm using something lighter, more for my shoulders, and then I'm going to be using something a little heavier for biceps and my mid-back muscles. So if you've got dumbbells, great. If you don't have any dumbbells, grab a pair of water bottles. And if you don't have that, don't worry. You're going to get a ton of stuff in through here. And the movements with the upper body are high enough repetition that you might even feel those even with empty hands. So the other thing that we are going to do today, which is a little unusual, is we're going to be doing some work against a wall. Don't worry if it's not convenient. I know for me, I don't have like any walls in my house that are empty and bare. So if you don't have that, not a problem at all. I can give you options using squats instead of like, the wall sit. That's what we're going to do right now. We're going to do a wall sit. Everybody's excited about that. All right, let's get going, guys. Let's get going. Let's start off with our feet in that first position. So let me back up a little bit more for you guys. So I'm going to bring my heels together. I'm going to lift the toes and turn them apart so that I've got enough space in between my feet for a little pizza wedge to go. I'm going to draw the shoulder blades back and down, and we're going to lift and lower through the heels just to start to warm up through those calf muscles, those ankles. Now you will get an opportunity in here today to do some coming into what we call releve. So that's that heel lifted position. And just know that that's always just an option. You don't ever have to feel forced to take that. Now let's go into a plie, and we're just going to bring the arms in together. And I bring the arms in. It's kind of like I'm holding on to a basket, yeah? Bending through the knees. So this is our first plie of the day. So we're going to drop our tailbone straight down to the floor. Try to keep nice and upright. So I'm tucking the tummy under so the butt doesn't pop back. And a few more. We're going to hold for a tiny little pulse in the plie. Feel the activation in the inner thigh and the glutes right here. A lot of our upper body stuff is about don't let this happen. So I'm really thinking about using my lats, my back muscles to draw my shoulder blades back and down. Now let's move the feet a little wider apart into that second position. So I kept my turnout angle the same, and it's the same movement from the side view, straight up and down. Now you have a little bit more option to get a little bit deeper, naturally speaking, in your wider second position plie. All right, a few more. We're gonna hold it low and little pulses right here. Ready? Take it down low. Now don't just hold the arms up. Really extend, reach. Really nice and controlled, using all the muscles. Oh, I don't know about you. My room is very warm. My room is very warm today. So now let's do our legs into a squat position. So just feet underneath the shoulders. Let's reach the arms forward and back. Reach, reach. I'm going to show you from the side. My weight goes back into the heels. And if you want a little bit more, let's keep working out through the calves by bringing it up into the heel lift. And maybe your heel lift is just an inch. Maybe it's all the way up. Take it down, heels to the ground, little pulses. So again, reaching forward with the fingertips and reaching back and down with the shoulder blades. And then let's finish our warm up with a stationary side lunge. We're gonna take this on the move in the class today. So right now, all I'm doing is I got a nice wide position, and I'm alternating, shifting one hip back at a time. In side lunges, I'll show you what people's tendency is to bend the knees forward. Hinge. It's almost like that working leg, it's this bent one that's working, is doing a single leg squat. Okay, that's the feeling we're after. Let's take it down, hold it here, open up, stretch through that inner thigh. to prepare. So you may feel a stretch as you step off to the side. That is just that. It's the inner thigh going into stretch mode. There's not, when we do a side lunge, a whole lot of work happening from the inner thigh. So if that's a really predominant feeling for you, just means you need more stretching. All right. Are we ready? Are we ready to do this thing? Ready or not? Here it comes. So start off with your lighter pair of dumbbells. That's exciting, isn't it? Okay. And let's take, I'll mirror image for you guys. So take your left foot back, right foot forward. And I'm just in this parallel position for a lunge where I come forward. I don't know if you guys can see that forward foot or not. So my forward foot, my back foot are in parallel position. And then I'm going to start by alternating a forward raise for the shoulders. So from the side, it's this nice long line in your upper body all the way down to the knee. Now we're going to take it on the move. So I'm bringing that left leg forward as that arm comes up, and then dropping the fist back towards the hip. Now we can take this a little higher if you want to, a soft kick. So I've got just a little kick here. There's going to be a soft bend in my knee as I kick. And then your last option, so all these different options are going to bring the heart rate up higher, is, I can't look at you guys and do it, straight leg, long leg kick. As I kick, keep going, I'm not only getting the heart rate up, but I'm actively lengthening through that hamstring of the moving leg here. Boy, bad week for balance for me. All right, we're gonna get low. Get to low to the ground, hold it in your lunge. Arms reach forward, little circles for the shoulder, reverse, reverse, reverse. Holding the shoulder blades back and down. Good job. All right, so that right leg for you is forward. The right leg is gonna move off to the side into a side lunge, and then back to the center. Side, center. So we're keeping this, the working leg. It's just like I showed you earlier. Yeah? Now, we're gonna add on a tricep extension as we step. That hinge forward, keep going, allows me to get into a good bent forward position. Now let's pick up the pace, or rather add on. And I'm just doing side leg lift with that right leg now. So I lower down into the lunge, I push up through that right leg. So you should be feeling a lot of work in this right leg. Good. Nice. Oh, I got the arms messed up. We're gonna take it into a hold for the triceps and take it down, hold it here, just reach the triceps back. Let me show you from the other side. So I'm staying low, and then we're gonna do some little reaches. So stay low in that lunge, reach through the back of your arm. Not punching up, I'm just softening the elbow straight. 3, 2, 1. Good job, guys. Okay, so let's get a little bit of break with going into the shoulders. Let's bring the feet, let's do first position to start. And we're gonna do a nice side raise for those shoulders. Good. How are we feeling? My room is so warm. I put a fan in to really air it out at first, but I need a bigger intervention than that. All right. Pull the shoulder blades down and drop the hips towards the floor. You should feel a little work in the side of the shoulder. So it's a nice long arm, but it's still a soft bend and through that elbow. Now we're gonna remove the bend here in a second for some little circles. Come up, Bring the arms up, and it's a straighter elbow now. Small circle through the shoulder joint, reverse, reverse. Keep using those posture muscles. Good. And set it down. Nice. Okay, we're gonna go into the triceps on the other side. So get the leg going first. So again, it's a powerful push through your right hip now. I'm sorry, your left hip. Good. And again, it's tip forward, butt back. So if you get into here, you can't even get into the triceps. Let's add in the tricep. Add in the tricep. And range of motion for a side lunge is how low you go. Let's add in that leg lift. Good. This is going to feel a lot more powerful in that standing leg. Nice job, guys. Big spring. Catching you on the way down, lifting you on the way up. Make sure that pubic bone is on the inside of that foot. Keep it going. We're almost ready for that hold. Oh boy. Let's get down. Hold it here. Just single tricep extensions. Get low through the hip. Use the glutes and get ready for those reaches. Push the chest forward, arms up, reach. If you do these reaches correctly, they should be one of the hardest things that I ask you to do, but it's so easy to cheat. Good. And let's stand up. Bring that same right leg forward. Bring that left leg back. Again for the shoulders. Good. And we're gonna take that leg on the move. I had the arms reversed. Good. So you can keep it right here. Good. Posture. If you feel yourself shrugging, set the weights down. Move empty hands. Now if you can, soft bend in the knee for that little kick. And advanced folks, you can go right into the straight leg, the long leg. Here we go. Long leg now. Your height depends on mostly your flexibility. Good. A few more. You guys feeling that heart rate effect? Get ready to hold the shoulders. Ooh. 4, 3, 2, take it back. Arms up. I'm pulling back and down. Reverse. Can you get a little lower? Push yourself. Good. Nice job. Shake it out. We are going to go to our wall. If you don't have a wall handy, I'll give you options. Have chair nearby, okay? We're gonna do wall sits, show you how. Curls, balancing for rows. Heavier weight, perfect for this one. All right, now if you can't do a wall sit, you're simply gonna squat. That's your option. Take the wall sit if you can to work yourself differently. Back against the wall, hips slide down, and we're aiming for kind of that 90-degree bend in the knees and the hips. Hips down to knee level, and we're gonna add a little bicep curl. Now the palms of the hands face the front of the shoulder. At the top, they face the inside of the thigh at the bottom. I like this one for getting people's elbows against the wall. Now, here's the challenge, and you may need to bring your feet in a little closer to add that heel lift. You guys see that I did that? I'm up on my toes. Leave them down if you need to, because I need the ankle stacked. Okay, so when I'm looking straight down, my toes are right underneath my ankle and my heel not going to the side We're almost there. Bring those weights halfway up. Little pulses for the bicep. Pin the elbow against the wall. You're just bending and straightening the elbow, not swinging it forward. 4, 3, 2, heels down. Come on up. So the important thing, if you guys can see this, is when I'm working with my ankle, I want to keep everything stacked. A lot of us have this tendency to go in or to go out. So this is what we're looking for. All right, we're going to stay near the wall. And you're going to take with you that single heavy dumbbell. You have the option to double up. I'm going to go a little heavier. So here's where we're going to be. You're going to be using the wall or the chair for balance. If you can, I want you to use the wall. Let's start off with our right hand against the wall, okay? And standing on the right leg, we are gonna lift that left leg, lift the right leg, bend the right knee. So I'm extended on my left arm and I'm standing on my left leg. And now we're gonna give some rows right here. So a feather light touch, if you can, for a bigger challenge. But guess what? I'm going to give the challenge option of going up into releve. So that is this heel lifted right here. Again, take it only if you can stack the ankle. And if you need to, set it down for an easier option. Ooh, like I only could do it part of the time. That's okay. Are you ready? Row that elbow up, little pulses. See if you can lift that lifted leg higher. I cannot look at you guys and do this. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, come on out of that. I'm gonna just focus on me this time, wobbling all over, trying to show you guys. Other hand, other foot, lean, bend, lift, and let's row. So if you need to really hold on to that chair, that's okay. You can also bring the leg lower. You've got options here. Looking for length through the spine. And if you've got it, come up to the heel lift for the low balance. Again, stacking is the key. Stacking is the key. Can you lift that leg any higher? Mid-back muscles. That's the focus. Hey, maybe this is where you do the little heel lift. I don't have it, but you take it if you got it. Take it up, hold it, little pulses, up, and do a little one. Oh, that ankle needs the work. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. One more wall sit, down on the ground. Ooh, gotta get the same size weights there. Okay. Yeah, it's terrible what heat stroke will do for your heart rate and respiratory rate. Okay, settle in. Let's start curling. Enforce your posture. Head, shoulders, hips. Wall. Elbows in towards the wall. Now, if you want more, and you can stack it, and you can hack it, bring the heels up, adjust the legs, and keep going. Push up through those hips, through those quads. Keep lifting, keep holding. Almost there, guys. Almost there. Then legs get a little break. Get ready for those halfway up pulses. Now take it up, halfway, pull the elbows back, and it's a small bend in the elbows, 2 inches. 4, 3, 2, release the heels, lift up. Good job, guys. All right, stretch anything out you need to, okay? We're gonna be coming down to the ground. Unreasonable. Okay, got some fun push-ups for us today with some very different options. This is never about hurting yourself. If you're not ready for the bigger options, totally awesome. Take the other ones and know if you keep working at them and doing them well, they are going to serve to push you forward onto that next level. So let me adjust my screens here. You guys can come on down to the mat and give you a little bit better view. Okay, so everybody, let's come down into a hands and knees position. So I want our hands wide in chest push-up position, and you're gonna either start by holding on the knees or holding from the toes. But my hands are a little bit wider, yeah? Now, if you can, you're gonna pike the hips up and lower them down. Now, I'm not pushing into a down dog. I'm lifting through the abs. I felt at that time, I didn't probably get quite as straight looking in my upper body like a downward dog. Now, if you're on the ground, you just hold. You cannot pike from here. Keep piking up, up, down, down. Now, advanced folks, I'm gonna take you here. Intermediates, just keep holding. We're gonna come up and swoop through. Lift, lift, dive bomber push-ups. Lift, lift, pull it through. Option, back onto the heels, dive through. Now, if you need to, you're here and hips back. Here and hips back. How are we doing, advanced folks? This is a tough one, I know. We're almost there. And then we're gonna fatigue to failure that upper body from knees or from toes, push-ups. Now I'm already dying. So when you need to, you come here, but you don't quit. This is about get it all out for those arms. Nice job, guys. 8 more. 8. Get low. 7, 6, 5. Ooh. No pulses. Make it count. Last one. Good job. Let's give a little stretch. Clasp. Roll. Breathe. Good job, guys. A little bit into the core back before we get into some rotational muscles. So we're gonna come down to the ground and we're being kind of this Superman position. All right, most of us just really don't get straight enough in this position. So I want you to think about really long arms, really long legs, but still shoulder blades down. Eyes at the top of your mat. Lifting the thighs, using the hamstrings and glutes. Try to create a little space. And lifting the chest, using those paraspinal muscles. The muscles along your back. Keep the glutes engaged the whole time to protect the lower back. This should not feel sharp and pinchy. If it does, tighten up the abs and don't lift quite so high. Oh, weak area for most of us. Take breaks whenever you need to in class. Oh, unless you're me, I need a break, but I can't take one. Take everything up. Highest hold. Reach the fingers, hips forward. Reach the toes back. Even higher for 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Push up, quick release through that spine. All right, we're gonna get into some rotation with our planks. So set it up. I like to have fists towards elbows for this one. And you can either be on your knees or you're gonna be up on the toes. And we're gonna alternate rotating on to the side, back to the center. Switch sides, rotate into that perfect side plank, and then back down into a regular plank. I'm showing the option now from the knees. You're gonna see my knee bends and my foot comes behind. Okay, so I'm going all the way onto the side of the knee, keeping the hips lifted. Maybe all you can do is hold a plank here for me. That's okay too. Focus on feeling those obliques. Those are the side of your belly muscles. Think about it as the waistline. I'll tell you the secret of what helps you to find, or what gets you to find the waistline. It's not all the crunches. It is all of the eating. Take it over. Hold it into that side plank. Really reaching that top arm up. And if you can, reach the top leg up. And even bigger challenge, reach the arm forward. Almost there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. All right. Oh, hold on to that other side plank. I'm just moving so you guys can see me. And if you can, you're right here. If you need to, side of the knee. Okay. Push and hold the hips up. Now, if you can, reach everything forward. Get nice and long. Powerful through that bottom hip. Okay, good job, guys. We're gonna stay on the ground to work our glutes to start. I need to wipe my face off here. Humid and hot. It's definitely is overqualified for my sweatiest class yet for me. All right, so when mirror image, you guys, the words I say are your body. So I would highly recommend you listen to the words. We're gonna take our right shin forward. I want your right shin parallel to the mat, okay? Right shin forward. We're gonna pull the left knee back. So if I look to the side, my knee is that 90 bend, but my knee is back in alignment with the hip. It's not forward here. If anything, I want it a little further back than the hip, but right there is fine. We're gonna put our left hand on that right ankle, and you're gonna put your right hand to the side of that right knee. Now pin that back knee into the ground, and you're just gonna lift and lower the foot to pivot and rotate. Keep going, guys. I'll show you from the side. It's right here. So it's a rotation around this thigh bone. You can see I keep the knee pressed into the floor. I keep the chest lifted, and the movement should be coming from maybe the hamstrings, but definitely a lot of glutes in these. Take it up high. If you can't get as high as this, that's totally okay. Maybe your foot doesn't even lift off the floor. You can still give me that isometric contraction. I'm feeling the difference in my flexibility from all my yoga training. Set the toe to the ground. Now we're gonna lift and lower that knee, but I'll tell you, this is what my body wants to do. There's no work there. Get forward out over the hands. This should be a tiny, tiny motion. Now, depending upon where your flexibility issues are, you may find one of those was easier than the other. This is my hard one on this side, on this leg. But again, thinking about the glutes, chest lifted, chest forward. So you guys should be seated right now. I'm not sure if everybody is, but your right bum should be right on the floor. So that right butt cheek is on the floor. The outside of my right shin is on the floor, and my right thigh is completely on the floor. Almost like I'm doing this stretch, yeah? But I'm lifted. Take it up, hold it up, little lifts. Good. Awesome. Can you bring the chest even more proud? 3, 2, 1. Good. Hands are gonna move a little bit. Left hand center of right shin. Right hand further away, bigger lean forward, but I'm not here. And now the challenge is, and the trick is to lift and lower the entire shin while keeping it parallel. Same position for those legs. Now, a lot of people might not be able to lift the whole leg off the floor, or maybe it's a tiny little movement for you. That's okay as well too. But again, just bringing in the entire glute. You should be on fire back here, yeah? These are awesome for any of you guys with hip pain, knee, lower back pain, very therapeutic. Now get ready, this is a doozy. Take this up, hold it up. We're gonna point, bend, straight, bend. I know, this one's tough. Hang in there, guys. Pretty soon, you're gonna get to stretch that lovely muscle. And good job. So take that ankle over the knee, sit up into a nice hip stretch. Oh, that was intense. That was intense. Now, we were pushing a little bit into the floor, but it's not as lopsided as like when we're doing our other side leg lifts. So you may notice differences. Most of us are. That's a clue for you, okay? So ask yourself, may that be related to knee, lower back, hip pain? Possibly. So now I've got my left shin parallel to the front of my mat. Take that right knee, pull it back to or a little bit behind the hip. Right hand onto that left ankle. Left hand outside of that left knee. Okay, it's the back leg. So we're gonna pivot and rotate again, pressing the knee into the ground as I lift that foot up off the floor. So I don't want this front knee to come up off the ground in this first one. I want it to stay pushing. If anything, as I lift and rotate, I think about driving the front of my kneecap down towards the floor and lift up, hold it here, little pulses. So get really isolated. Get really isolated in this. Can you lift that chest any higher? Feeling the difference between legs? Yeah, set it down. And now, hands stay in the same place. Oh man, this flexibility has gotten a lot worse for me. That's not good. Okay, so you guys can probably see at home the difference in how much my leg is lifting. I'm just gonna do the best that I can. The cool thing about this is it's not only strengthening those muscles to bring it into that more complete range of motion, but I'm getting an active stretch here. Do you guys feel that? The stretch in the inner thigh, maybe the hip flexors as you lift up. Let's take this up, hold it up from right here. Stay chest forward for those tiny little pulses. Oh boy. Oh boy. Almost there, guys. And good. Set it down. You're going to take right hand, center of left shin, left hand. A little further off to the side, press the chest forward and through. And we're going to lift and lower that entire leg. Again, trying to keep the shin parallel to the floor. This one is where I really start to feel that forward hip burning. Burning into the floor. Burning into the floor. Now, don't let your body rock either. You're using all the muscles. Complete control, total engagement. Get ready for that hold. Get ready for that hold. You know you get to do a stretch right afterwards. Take it up. We're gonna go straight, bend. Oh, wow. My leg really wants to give up. It really wants to go to the floor. 2, 1. Ah, take that ankle over the knee. I love that hip series. Very therapeutic for the hips, for the lower back, for the knee alignment. So especially if that was hard for you to do, or maybe you have an injury in one side, it felt different, it's a good one to work on. And also that flexibility training. Now, we're gonna finish with one tiny last upper body motion, a little bit more push-ups. It's gonna be a different kind. So if you want to, stick with those dive bombers from the knees or regular push-ups. Advanced folks, you're gonna come with me. So hands are maybe a little bit more narrow than a chest push-up, but they are a little bit wider than a hand plank. And what we're gonna do is you're gonna lift those hips up, and again, I'm lifting away with my abs and rather than pushing into a down dog. Now from this position, I'm gonna do a shoulder press. So I'm lowering my entire body down towards the floor, almost like the crown of my head is traveling to a spot between my hands. Now, if you're on your knees, like I said, you keep going with a regular knees push-up. I love this one, this shoulder stand push-up for getting into the lats. So we're evening ourselves out. 4 more, get low. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Have a nice stretch. And we're gonna come up to the bar. Now the good news, hopefully you already figured it out, is we have done a lot of work in those legs. Okay, so between what we were doing standing and what we were doing there on the ground, you have checked a portion of your bar off the list. Okay, so you guys are gonna face to the front, forward to your chair. I'm gonna be moving around a lot so I can show you guys, but where I want you guys is here. Let's bring, I think you guys are okay at home. Change this up a little bit. Okay, so hands on the chair, pretty close to it. Bring the heels together, lift the toes, and turn them out. Get nice and tall through your posture. Let's do a nice slow plie. Down, down, up, up. So tuck the tummy in, close off through the rib cage, and press the knees forward and wide using the inner thighs and the glutes. I'm giving you guys these slow to start so you can really master the form. Knees should push forward and wide. We're gonna pick up the pace, but I still want you to think fluid, lower, lift. So we're using all the time. We're not down and up. Don't get jaunty. Part of the challenge comes from controlling this. Now, you may be able to drop a little bit lower than you could earlier, but if you're going super, super deep, a lot lower than what I am, it's not impossible to do. But I want you to be aware that that may be a sign that we're not in the right spot. Now we're gonna take it down, down, heel lift, heels lower, and up. Lower, lift, lower, up. If you don't want to do the heel lift, you just come down and wait for us to come up. Again, same body posture. You notice my body doesn't move around a lot when I shift to those heels up. All right, take it down, hold it at the bottom, heels down for some little pulses. Good. Feel the work in the inner thigh, in the glute, the engagement through the core, because I want you to keep that the same as we come up, as we lift the heels, and keeping the heels lifted, we come down into that little plie. It's going to be so tempting to cheat and to drop super low in this, but I want you to keep that small motion. Feel where the work comes for precision from those hips and those inner thighs. All right, good job, guys. 3, 2, take it down. You know it. Get everything in alignment. Tiny. Talking about 1 inch or less. Drop the heels to the ground if you need the break. If you need the break. 3, on fire. 2, 1. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna keep that turnout. We're gonna come forward towards the chair. We're gonna do a lunge and turnout. You guys are gonna stay facing your chair, but I will move around. Let's keep the left foot forward. So I want you to slide that right foot back, okay? And then we're a big step. So I probably look like a regular lunge to you, but both feet are turned out and we're gonna go down, down, up, up. So knees are still following the toes, which means they're going to the right and to the left, just like this, okay? So you can see where my knees are frogging out. They're following my toes. My hips and my chest are squared to the front, and my weight is heavier in that forward heel, Let's pick up the pace. You should feel this differently in your hips. If this bothers you at all, and in your inner thigh, just go ahead and give me a regular lunge. Now, where's our range of motion or depth going to be in this one? It's going to be a lot smaller. And this is not a fifth position plie or curtsy. This is an actual lunge, so my back heels are lifted this entire time. Let's drop down low. Feel the glute engage. You feel it? Get that weight forward into that leg. Good job. Almost there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stay standing on the left leg, but bring the foot into parallel position. We're going to get nice and straight. We're going to do some straight glute lifts for your right leg. Now, any or all of the time that we're here, you can come up into that releve position. My movement here is from the glute, from the hip. Keep going right there, guys. And let's pick up the pace just a little bit. So I'm trying not to arch through my back, but instead to keep the movement right here through the booty, How are we doing with the heel lifted? You guys are feeling that calf extra credit, right? Oh yeah, baby. Now getting ready for a little pulses. I know everybody loves that part. Take it up. Maybe this is where you come up to the heel lift. Yeah? It's all about you. Do you. As long as you're getting challenged, you're getting a change. Hold it up, little reach. So my leg doesn't pump up and down. It's like I'm trying to show off my quad by powerfully straightening my leg. Good. Come down out of there. So it's almost like I'm like, look at my quad. Look at those muscles that I worked so hard to build in barre class. All right, heels together. We're gonna do the same thing other side. Right foot forward, left foot goes back. And keep that turnout. We're gonna do the lunge. Good. So it's the same thing that you saw from the front, the last side. So you notice on the side that my back knee is stacked underneath my hip and my shoulders. It's not in front of. Biggest thing I see with this one is people don't take a big enough, long enough step back. So I want you guys to make sure you have that. And again, it's a small range of motion. Think about that forward glute, that forward hip. Ooh. Good job, guys. Almost there. 3, 2, take it down low. Get nice and tall through that upper body. Forward hip. 4, 3, 2, 1. Ouch. Yikes. Other glute extension. So I'm going to stay standing on that right leg. And now it's the left leg's turn to shine. All right, so remember, if you need to, forward heel stays on the ground. If you want a little bit more, I usually have to adjust my chair for better balance when I come up. You can come up to that heel lift. I hope the legs are feeling it, because we are almost done with them today, but not quite yet, guys. Okay, take it back, lift, little pulses from the glute, lift. You ready for those bend reaches? Make it one of the toughest things that I've had you do today. So easy to cheat at these if you do them correctly. Hardest thing that I ask you to do in here. We're gonna do a few more and we're gonna finish up the legs. Good. All right. To finish them, again, you can stay facing your chair. You're gonna make that turnout. We're gonna move those feet a little wider into second position, plie. Same rules apply with the feet pressing evenly into the floor and everything staying stacked. You're just gonna be able to get a little bit bigger range of motion. That means a little bit deeper here. Now, single time. That's potentially deeper. Don't take that as you have to go deeper. It's your deepest with it being correct. That means heels are not lifting or peeling up off the floor. Let's add on. Good. Drop down, hold, heel lift, heels come down again, and press into the floor right here. So you can push up through those heels. Good. Keep that height the same. Keep the feelings in the legs the same. Heels come down and we lower. Feel the work. You should almost feel your glutes kind of cupping and wrapping underneath you. Tuck. Feel the inner thigh pushing. Okay, we're gonna come, bring the heels up if you want. Now, it's harder to do it with the heel lift and keep the ankle stacked in this position. So you can see how small my movement got here to be able to do this correctly. And again, put the heels on the ground. If this doesn't feel good to you, you got weak ankles, this is not one that I would recommend trying. Drop it down low. The heel lifts in general, when you are ready to do them correctly, will help to strengthen the ankles. But if we do them wrong, we can put the ankles in jeopardy. We're almost there, guys. Come on. We're almost to down on the ground time. Keep it going. 4, 3, everything's trembling. 2, 1. Ooh. All right, quick stretch and whatever you feel like you need. And we're gonna drop down to the ground. We're gonna finish our class today with our core training. Hopefully you were actually training your core the whole time. We're just gonna do it more formally now. Okay. Whew. I'm gonna show you options and alternatives. We're gonna start off with one of my favorites. Now, we're gonna get into a lot of crunches. I always say to people, you know, crunches are always an option if you're struggling. If anything down here on the mat, you start to feel in the lower back, that's the wrong answer. So I want you to modify if that's the case for you. So let's go down on the ground and we're all gonna start with a reverse crunch. And your option is to stay in this reverse crunch. Now, if you wanna take the advanced option with me, you're actually gonna use a little momentum in this rocking when I tell you to, but right now it's nice and controlled. If you're staying with this lower intensity option, because what I show you next is too much for you, keep doing it controlled without momentum. Now here we go, we're gonna rock the boat and then come up. Rock, and then you're coming up into a moment of a boat pose, just like this, yeah? Now maybe you're ready for the next level, which is to find that boat pose, tapping the floor for balance, extend. Now maybe you're ready for, and see I didn't touch the floor at all there. I hovered. I find that big balance spot. Now most of us are gonna come up and do this. I could sit here and do this all day long. I don't want that, I want this. Okay, so you see when I straighten up my spine, it got so difficult. So I'm looking for that wobbliest part to pause. Why? a glutton for punishment. Are you ready? Take it up, hold it up. Okay, now you have the option to stay right here. Let's actually start there. So I'm doing a little twist, and I'm not rounding forward. I'm sticking chest out. So this can be a tiny movement. Now we're going to straighten the leg and lift it that we're crunching towards. This is really tough. I don't know why. Good. Nice job, guys. Feel it in the obliques. Feel it in the six pack. Super hardcore. You guys are hardcore. You guys are hardcore. Good job. And nice. All right, lay back. Stretch fingertips to one wall, toes to the other. Come into a little jumping jack position. And we're going to reach up and across. Same side, over and over. Back down into the jumping jack position. So it's a little bit oblique. Now, if you can, keep that leg hovering just over the floor. You shouldn't let your lower back lift as you're coming down. So if you need to, you could leave the foot on the floor. Let's take it up, crunch it up, pulse towards that toe. It's a little bit across the body. 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Give it a little stretch again. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. We're going to crunch up and down. The lowering down is the part that honestly should feel the hardest if you're doing it correctly. It's easy to just let it plop down, right? I'm lowering it down. Now, if you want, keep it lifted just a little bit. If you're setting it down, imagine you're setting it down on something really fragile. Maybe it's an egg. Take it up, hold it up. Little pulses across the body. 4, 3, 2, 1. Wow. One final moment of glory. Our beats. Take the legs up. Flex the feet. Turn out. Now, if you need to, keep a little bend in the knees. What I don't want us to do is this. You're never going to be able to do it correctly. So with that turnout now, I'm going to point and shape through the foot. And our little beats, our quick little crosses. But keep the legs turned out, okay? And then we're going to come down for 4, 3, only as low as you can go, 2, 1, bring it up. 4, 3, 2, I big time cheated. So maybe your 4, 3 only takes you a few inches from the top, and then you come back. Biggest thing is that you don't let the lower back arch and lift. We're almost done with class, guys. This is the last thing I'm going to make you do. So I've gotten strong enough that I can take it almost down to the ground without touching, but still do it correctly. And that's the important part. And it takes practice to get there. That was a big time cheat. Take it down, hold it right here. Almost there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. All right. Let's take a little happy baby stretch. Grab the bottom of the feet if you can. And pull the knees down towards the chest. Open up through the hips, release through the lower back. Maybe rock a little bit. Great job today, guys. How do you feel? Dead, I hope. Bring the bottoms of the feet together. Touch them if you can, and pull those feet down towards the center of your chest or throat for a nice little frog stretch. Good. Nice. And bring the feet to the floor. Actually, bring them to the chest. We're going to do this little twist for our spine today. So if you keep the knees up higher, you're going to feel it a little bit higher up in that spinal twist. Come back to the center and then off to the other side. All twist hip stretches are not created equal. If you haven't already checked out my body shop class where we do foam rolling stretching, check it out. It's a class that we all need. So whether you're trying to improve your athletic performance, maintain comfort in that body, maybe for you, if you can grab the feet, awesome, pull the toes back. Maybe for you, it's about dealing with an injury. Even if you're injured, I guarantee that there's something that you can do to make that a better situation. Let's get a nice calf stretch by going into an authentic downward facing dog this time. And I don't care if it's perfect, but we're just gonna pedal the feet. Oh, my favorite dynamic stretches for the calf, pressing the heels into the ground. Good. All right. Bring one foot forward and through for a nice stretch for the hip. Maybe you can lengthen through the back leg to get a little bit more through that hip flexor, and then let's lower down. Did we get the glutes today? This is one of your best butt building classes. And let's switch legs, switch sides. Come on in, come on up. Nice lifted chest for a big stretch, and then hinge forward. Just remember, the more consistent you are, the stronger you'll get. And I hesitate to say the easier this stuff will become. Why do I hesitate to say that? Well, I'll tell you, it will become easier. But it shouldn't be too much easier. So you should always look for those next levels up, right? And when you're coming to class, take that leg step straight back, bend the knee, press the hip forward, tricep stretch. You should be always looking at, when am I going to be ready to progress to that dive bomber push-up from my toes? When am I going to be ready for that? You're always looking for what's next. And that's where I try to offer you guys so many options so that you can use them. It's not meant for, I mean, you can stay there the whole time if that's where you're at. Some of us are going to be there, right, for whatever reason. So that's totally fine. But my main intention for that is to give you guys this kind of process that you can go through so that you can see the improvements and really get to the point where you can do all this stuff. It doesn't just happen overnight. Awesome. Nice stretch through the shoulders, a little release through the back, pulling back, reaching across, and arms open wide, fingers lace. Let's bring a nice wide leg forward fold, finish up. Deep breath in, exhale, hinge forward at the hips. Do a nice stretch through your thighs. Press those hands forward away from your back to feel a nice stretch through your chest, through your shoulders. Drop your hands to the floor. Softly bend the knees. Roll on up. Nice job today, guys. Fantastic work. Thanks for working on your body. I'll see you guys back again on Monday.